You've heard about the New York Times article about recovered alien craft, and you're probably wondering, can these claims possibly be true? Well, the authors Leslie Kean and Ralph Blumenthal gave their first post-article interview with Project Unity. In it, they give great insight into the editorial process and the verification that the story went through. They also give hints as to what might come next. The entire interview is worth a listen, and the link is included in the description. Stay tuned to Rather Be Squidding for my main takeaways from the interview. I'll be following this story and any related developments, so be sure to subscribe to get the latest analysis. Say you're a reporter at the New York Times writing a story. You write up your story, 1,000 words or less, and you give it to your editor. Your editor then takes it over, looks at it with a fine-tooth comb, asks you follow-up questions. They make sure that they understand every nuance of the article, and they request changes to anything that they don't think holds up to scrutiny. There may be several rounds of this back and forth before the editor signs off on the article meeting their journalistic standards. After the editor has approved, the article then goes to another editor. This new editor goes through the same cycle of follow-up questions and change requests, until they are too satisfied with the article, and then it goes to another editor, and then perhaps another. That's the process Kean and Blumenthal describe. They are quick to praise it as producing bulletproof reporting, however there is a definite tone of annoyance when they talk about it. I can imagine these rounds of follow-up with new editors make it very tedious. This process does seem very rigorous, especially for a story like this. Each editor comes with a new, fresh pair of eyes, and any bias they might have is likely against UFOs being real. No editor wants to be known as the one who let a fake UFO story slip by on their watch. When Kean and Blumenthal are asked in the interview whether they believe that craft have been retrieved, they are reluctant to give their personal beliefs and rather point to the facts outlined in the article. The Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program lived on past its 2012 public closure. It is now known as the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force, and it has been recently mandated by the Senate to give information to the public every 6 months. There is a small group of former government officials and scientists who say they are convinced that objects of undetermined origin have crashed on Earth. Eric Davis, one of these scientists, have given 3 classified briefings to Congress on off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. These claims are demonstrably true and have gone through a very rigorous vetting process. Kean and Blumenthal both state that there is much that they wish they could include in the article. However, due to space limitations and editorial pushback, they were unable to. So, what might have been held back? For one, any conclusions that Kean or Blumenthal might have drawn. The reporter states that in a different context, say a political piece, if you have several collaborating witnesses saying the same thing, you can usually report that as factual. Here, however, they don't have that leeway. Although there are multiple sources saying that these UFO materials exist, the article does not claim the craft's existence as fact. Additionally, anything that was unsubstantiated by multiple parties was also not included. Kean notes that even prior to the 2017 article, she was aware of these rumors of recovered UFOs. However, until now, she did not have the backing facts to have a reportable story. Likewise, there are multiple things that the reporters likely wanted to include in their story, but did not have the proper backing. For example, Kean let slip that she's heard of unsuccessful attempts at reverse engineering these craft. Likely, details like that were in the original draft, but were cut out due to not having enough verification. Despite their wishes to include more information, both Kean and Blumenthal said that they were happy with how the article turned out. As articles like this come out, other mainstream media outlets start to take these topics more seriously as well. The public is also more accepting to stories like this, and that in turn leads to sources being more willing to come forward. Kean and Blumenthal are continuing to investigate this issue, and they promise more to come. However, be patient. Exposing groundbreaking facts like this in a responsible fashion takes time. And while we wait for the New York Times' latest installment in their disclosure series, I'll be keeping tabs of any new developments here at Rather Be Squidding. Thanks for listening.